Lemon had John Fetterman on. John Fetterman, as you know, he's the Democrat lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania running against Dr. Oz. He had a stroke 6 months ago. The guy is having trouble speaking. But putting aside the stroke and not to mock any of his language stuff or any of that, his ideas are all terrible. They all are about releasing more criminals. He loves all of the woke stuff. Like he is like sort of ground zero Democrat. Like if it's all bad, it is encapsulated in this guy. And on top of the fact that he can't speak, here he is with Don Lemon talking about inflation.
Well, let's talk about inflation because that's a big concern for voters. What do you think the biggest cause of inflation is? And should the Biden administration be doing more?
No, I just do. I think that simply is also, let's talk about the trillions in massive tax cuts to the corporate tax structure as well. True.
Oh, you know, maybe I was a little too harsh. Maybe he is making some sense and I should come around to some of these ideas. Here's a gratuitous one for you. Here's just some awful moments from Don Lemon.
I'm not a political person. I'm a person who lives in reality. I'm a journalist. The Republican Party is obsolete. We cannot sit here and pretend like, well, Republicans, cut them a break. We want to hear whatever. They have a lot to answer for. Right now, our democracy is in danger, and it's because of one party, and that's the Republican Party. They are the party of everything that they're trying to pretend that they're not. The people who are in Charlottesville, that's not us. Yes, it is you. What are they essentially saying? That they don't trust people who don't look like them? We have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, and we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There is no white guy ban. So what do we do about that? The only party now that is operating in reality is the Democratic Party. Just objectively speaking, it's like, oh my gosh, Nancy Pelosi is a boss. Us New Yorkers, we've known who Donald Trump was for a very long time. Think about the despicable people we've had in history. Okay, now I'm going to use an extreme example. Think about Hitler. Anyone who is in that White House and who is supporting him is complicit in their racism. Is the president declaring war on Americans? Open your eyes, America. Open your eyes. We are teetering on a dictatorship. And let's not forget, if anyone is judging this, I'm not judging this. Our country was started because this is how the Boston Tea Party, rioting.
Can we just clip that? Do I even have to add anything? Like, what is the point? I mean, the guy is just awful. The funniest part of that, I mean, we were all cracking up throughout it, was when he said, there is no white guy ban. And Connor over here, who happens to be the fairest skinned of all of us, you kind of freaked. Because, he'd come for you first. You know what I mean? I've got a little more color. Phoenix is a little more olive skinned. But a white guy like you, if Lemon had his way, banned.